Hello everyone and welcome back to another brand new Motogp 24 episode of Kermit. Now today we're off to Mugello, a track that on paper for me I thought would really suit the KTM. We have the 5th fastest bike and I know for a fact the main straight we are pretty quick, so I was really coming in this weekend with a bit of an open mind thinking that we can kick on from Catalonia where we were quite strong and feeling pretty good in the races, but unfortunately we have a very wet Friday where until the last 5 minutes of practice the track is barely dry, so it looks really dry, but you're just getting a lot of wheel spin. I didn't do much in the rain because the rest of the weekend looked like it was dry, so we lost a lot of setup time on Friday, which I really feel hindered me because for the rest of the weekend just fell slightly on the back foot. We do end up topping practice though, but it's slightly kind of superficial because we were on a dry set of tyres, so we're 3.5 seconds ahead. But even though we topped Friday practice, we end up going through Q1 for probably the first time since I'd imagine Hareth time, so maybe some of the early flyaway rounds where we didn't have the first upgrades after Hareth, but thankfully enough our KTM is at a level now where I can nearly bang in a pretty good lap. We do a 45.6 in Q1 and fly through myself and Zarko and pretty comfortably make it into Q2. So coming into Q2 I was kind of hoping maybe top 6, getting the first few rows, good start, maybe on the podium for most of the sprint and race, but fortunately we just struggled for a bit of speed on Saturday's qualifying session. It was a bit annoying because we ended up qualifying down in P11 behind Zarko, went slower in Q2, and it really kind of put my weekend on hold because that qualifying wasn't great. So it's been a bit of a weird weekend so far. We've had weather, we've had some unfortunate results, and qualifying blast through Q1, didn't really have a great Q2, didn't really get the feeling from the bike, and I've kind of turned the bike upside down. Some of the issues I'm just having at the moment I just cannot fix, unfortunately, with this bike, so we're going to get into it now, and hopefully the radical setup change I've made can put a bit more on the nose and give me a bit more in my hands, but at the moment I am struggling, so I reckon top 10 in the sprint should be a good result, but I'm hoping maybe for, if you can push the top 5 in the main race, that would be decent, I think. Terrible start, love it. Very aggressive. At least we made up positions. Everyone seems to be taking it very gingerly in the opening corner or two. Need to capitalise on that. The end of lap 1. Already we're creating a bit of a train, so we're going to be difficult to pass, I reckon. But man, we just don't have the speed. It's a bit sad at the moment for me. I thought it'd be better this weekend. It looks like first half of the lap I'm pretty strong. Second half, not at all, but we should have a pretty good fast motorbike in a straight line which should defend me from Vinales and Bastianini. I think we've dropped a few of them. It looks like Binder as well doesn't have pace. We're only 0.7 off the fast lap in Pecco, which isn't too bad, but unfortunately it's a bit too much still for me. Here goes Maverick. Oh, nice overtake through beyond 80. But just as I went to open my mouth, touched the curb. Unfortunately, just big as usual this weekend, I just cannot get this bike to brake and turn. It just doesn't want to do the same thing. Bit of issue I have with this whole game really is, like, what was that? Right, slipstream, come on. Pull me back out of that little hole I fell into. I still think we can get Vinales if I lunge him from here somewhere. Like, I'm on throttle into the corner to trick the game into thinking I'm accelerating so the bike will change direction faster. Kind of annoys me I have to do that to get the bike just to turn. My fast lap of the weekend. No surprise we had a tow for it. Oh, Mark is down. I can't pass here. Don't think I had anything to really pass him with, but immediately my brain straight went to the fact that there was a yellow flag. Is that another warning? Alright, we have 2 laps to do, and we can't afford to get another warning, which is not great because I've been getting a lot of them. Just because I can't get the bike to turn. It wasn't turn on throttle. I think the setup was maybe potentially worse than what we had all weekend. So, what was that? Probably might revert it back in the main race to what we were running. Alright, starting the last lap. Been really an uneventful sprint so far for me, so really going to see can I do something on this last lap with Maverick. From a long way back. Left the door slightly open, but just can't turn this bike enough to get near him. I run it in hot and try and surprise him. No, we can't. Oh, that was close to do. The long lap penalty. Don't need to Casanova Savelli. He made a mistake here in the last lap. Just don't have any punch out of the corner, unfortunately. No mistakes such time. Oh, the Arabiata number 2 understeer just kills me. He has it now. Don't really see anywhere in the second half left that I can actually realistically challenge him. We probably should just take P5. Decent results. Just try and make sure beyond 80. So, P5, to be honest, I'll take that. That was a shocking sprint for me, but P5 is decent. So, just an overall lack of speed, unfortunately, for me today. At a track that you need a bike to turn very well, we just don't have this bike turning at the moment, which is a bit of an unfortunate statement. Top KTM, so always a bonus, but P5, not really where we want it to be at the moment. Brutally honest, you have to be on the podium at this point of the year. Technically, we do have a test after this round, so we will have few bits, hopefully, from KTM to try. And that should give us maybe the edge that we're missing, but nearly 7 seconds off in a short sprint is quite worrying. But again, this has been our weakest point of our season so far, so maybe in the main race we can go forward. So for the main race, we've tried another bit of a questionable setup. I've tried to change the bike really to get some sort of just a bit of comfort on the bike, just so I can feel like I can actually compete. Because even though I reckon if I got like in that sprint, if I got past, I probably wouldn't be able to re-attack. I was kind of holding position but not going forward, which is not a nice feeling, especially for a longer main race now. I need something to be able to at least battle when I'm in that situation, that I can fend for my own and try and push back. Equally bad. You'll love to see it. Attack nice and early if we can. But I must say, it's probably the best first lap I could have asked for. Really, really aggressive down the inside into turn 1. And then the last... Oh, big moment for Martin. Can we capitalise? Edge of mud onto the curb. Oh, he got a warning there. That's pretty comical. He's been passed by Pecco as well, but I must say, definitely a good, strong first lap. Oh, and a mistake there as well from Miller, so it looks like a couple of mistakes creeping in early. The Premier Primal boys have been the fastest pretty much all weekend. Pecco somewhere in third. I need to push on now. It's a long ways, but if I get to the front and run my own lines and just try and get away out of trouble. Still, even at this point, don't think I can win this race, but this will just be a good start to maybe trying to fight for the podium later in the race. Oh, Miller! Right in front of me, Arabiata 1. Easily done. And we lead somehow here at Mugello on my KTM, where I've had no feeling all weekend. Probably my worst weekend since a ret, I'd imagine. Since we've gotten our upgrades. And yeah, we're now leading in the main race, so let's see how this goes. Let's see if we can hang on like we did in the sprint, but something deep down tells me we can't. Here comes Harger Martin. He's pretty much just turned underneath me, but I make myself big for beyond Eddie 1. He's going to go around the outside. Oh, he's a Pecco into the party. Pecco leans on me pretty stupidly. Oh, he nearly knocks me off as well. Alright, I'm going to get a mega slingshot out. Banging bars. Harger Martin, this KTM is no slouch in a straight line. 218, 219. And back into lead we go. With the rest of our race is literally doing that if we can keep the lead in turn 1. And Donato. Here comes Pecco! He stuck a wheel in. He's wedged me wide. First sector, I am fast, so I need to keep with him here. But look, Harger Martin, I've actually just thrown the bike in. That's killed my run out. Mid corner speed of Pecco, and Harger Martin just literally turns into me, just rides underneath me in the fast corner. So maybe we're slower now mid corner. We're getting caught behind them, and that is Bastianini through. So we are losing positions fast there, but it was forecasted that we would. But these guys in front, they are in the habits of making mistakes. Again, look, I can't do anything about their turning ability. On the track we need a bike that's turning. We can probably hang on to this P5, it'd be nearly a good result, but fortunately our podium battle is probably over. Especially in terms of actual raw pace, because yeah, we just have nothing in terms of turning the bike for them. I must say, as we've gone past half race distance, I'm building into this race nicely. Don't know if I've paced for the podium yet, but fastest lap of the weekend there, I'd imagine 45.6. But it's slightly coming back to me. You can see into turn 1 we're almost back with Vinales now, whereas for a few laps there I felt like we were doing everything in our power just to stick with him and then fall away again. Vinales is wide. P4. He's going to try and fight back though. Let's try and keep him into Luco. Oh, we're a bit wide though. He's going to have it back. We don't need to be battling now because I think the podium is there. To be honest, I don't know if I can get to Pecco, but I think I can beat these three. It's weird. They're making some weird decisions. They're making weird lines ahead. Harger Martin's after getting a couple of warnings, so I don't know how close. That should have been a crash. That should have been penalties out for Vinales in my eyes, but just rode through me and that's really taken me out of the battle now, so that could be the podium done. I think Vinales has probably cost me the chance. And maybe fighting Martin, and it needs to be Martin I need to be taking points off because he's the one I'm second to at the moment in the world, so final lap time. It's another very good lap for me, this one. Just not really close enough. We're picking up the slipstream from here. I can't really lunge from this far back as much as I want to. Again, they kind of pick up, so we're going to take the tight line. We've only one warning left, so we can't really risk too much against him. But we know he's going to be strong here, so we're going to go for the switchback, see if we get the run. Oh, he's on the green there. Should have been a warning. Again, I just don't have that drive out of the corner. From here on, don't really know where I can pass. Last corner. It's going to be trying a slingshot to the line, but don't think that's going to work either. KTM Power versus Aprilia. It's not going to be enough, I don't think. Unfortunately, it's going to be close, but not today. But last lap of the race, I did a 55.1 fastest lap of the weekend and fast lap of the race, most importantly. Just shows how frustrating this is for me at home. I just don't have enough. Don't have anything in hand. I'm at my limit to be there. So I need more bike developments. We need more bits and pieces again. Top KTM beaten by the Italian bikes in Italy, so can't really be too disheartened by that. Pecco wins, takes points off Harg, my team, but realistically, I think that will extend his championship lead. And does we drop now to P3? Pecco with his win goes up to P2. 64 points off. I think we'll be pretty lucky really to get any chance of fighting him other than mistakes from him. So I need to choose the development area, and realistically after that weekend I have to go and see can we develop this trellis frame. You can see already engine power 5, controlled fuel delivery is 7. Could do with a bit more aero, maybe. ECU for me, yeah, maybe. That probably is something I need to improve. I think I need to improve ever, but we're going to go with the actual frame. Now with the second bike, engine's good. I think if we could maybe... probably aerodynamic, again the aerodynamics is probably what I'd go with. I don't think engine or ECU is what I need. I think I need more aero, a better frame really at the moment, so that is what we're going to go with, and hopefully Mugello will be good to us. So it is good to see we have 2 specs of bikes, and in theory they're both a pretty decent upgrade. So spec A, which I'll run you through quickly, has an increase in overall engine power, which is pretty nice. In stability, we gain a small bit on the frame, a nice bit of handling as well, so we're almost at a really high in the handling. Gain a small bit in the ECU and aerodynamics load. Now the other one, a small bit of stability, but we get a nice bit of aerodynamic load, good bit of electronics. So it's got to be a simple down: more power, better engine, less aero work, more ECU and aero, and slightly better engine, slightly better. So already I think that the spec A bike will be the one for me, because I think more power and a better chassis would be better. I think we can probably soldier on with somewhat mediocre, but at the same time maybe the aerodynamic load and penetration is what will be bringing me through the corners. So I'm going to leave the bike completely stock and just ride them with the base bike that we got, and not try to dial it in and see where we can go from there. So I was really intrigued to see what KTM had brought to the party for the Mugello test, and as always it's a really critical part of the season. It's our last test of the season, so it is critical what bike we pick here. We're going to be stuck with pretty much for the rest of the season. So that kind of made my choice a little bit more frustrating, because I felt like I just needed to maybe secure in a better bike, and I wasn't sure with the tracks come up what would be better, because you'll see in a second here when I talk about the test bike, the spec B bike, there is some really interesting upgrades they brought on that. Now spec A bike just felt like it was just better overall. It was much more rounded bike, it was more easier to achieve. The last time we do a high 45 pedigree, and that was pretty close to what we did in qualifying. And the real thumb for me is if I can nearly match my qualifying time after a kind of weekend of setting the bike up for the track, if I can just jump onto the base bike with some upgrades and almost match it, it shows that there's a bit of potential. Now this one here has more aero load, and I really feel through some of the harsh accelerations the front just doesn't lift as much. So whether that's as much lap time or not, I don't know, but I have a big issue at the moment with this bike where I accelerate hard, don't have enough air on the front wheelies, and it kind of jerks down and kind of gives me an issue. So I was really struggling to pick what bike it is, but by the time I got to this screen I had to really consider that the A spec bike was the bike to go with. So the bike that overall probably is a better step forward. The spec B bike didn't feel much better, but it just felt maybe on corner exit it was a bit more planted. So again, I was quite disappointed not to have the option of both bikes, but in fairness I think it was probably best we go with one that just kind of like, we struggled so much in so many rounds this year where we just don't have the rotation that we need on the bike. So high speed corners we're just struggling at the moment. So I think giving me a bike that has just a better frame and some increased engine performance well just really was the smart decision. But we say that we're going to stay with our team for the rest of the year. Again, I'm not really sure well for next season, but again I don't think it makes a difference. I think it just gives you the option if you want to pick a team you want to sign for next year. It gives you that option. But yeah, pretty happy overall with the test. It was a good little test for myself, and I'm really happy. So we're going to end the episode there. Hope you have enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I should catch you in a future episode in the not so distant future. Thanks for watching. Slán go fóill.